Good morning and welcome back to another episode of Annie's Smoking Pot. Today am going to make spaghetti and meatballs for breakfast. Sounds kind of strange, I know, but it won't sound so strange when I tell you that it's actually made with pancake batter and sausages. The pancakes are going to mimic spaghetti and the sausage are going to be my little meatballs. So let's go ahead and get started. Now what I'm doing is I like to just use any brand sausage you want. It doesn't matter. First thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna break this bad boy open and make some meatballs. And you just wanna make them, you don't wanna make them like spaghetti and meatball size because that's just a little too much for breakfast. So you wanna just kind of make them just a good little, like the size of maybe a small golf ball. Is there such a thing as a small golf ball? Probably not, huh? They all come the same size. That big right there. That's about how big you want it. So I'm just gonna make just a handful of meatballs. You know, it just kind of depends how many you want. It's just, like I said, it's just my husband and I. We live in a tiny little home, 288 square feet. I don't have an army to feed. But this is such a fun one too that, you know, if you've got children at home that like to help you cook, oh, who wouldn't want to do this? It's just really fun. You know, especially when we get to the pancake making part. I am just going to make, it looks like about 7 meatballs. I think that's perfect. And I'm just gonna turn it on. Now, while the meatballs are going, they're cooking at about a medium temperature because you don't want them to burn, but you want to get a nice golden brown all around. What I do is I sear the first side. When I flip them, then I will actually put a lid on top to kind of create a steaming effect, just to cook them a little bit faster. While you've got that going, what you should do now is go ahead and get your pancake batter ready. I just use a simple boxed batter. You can use any batter that you like. You can even make it from scratch if that's what you prefer. I just use the boxed batter, add water, and then I like to add just a touch of vanilla just to give it a little bit of extra flavor. But I have also found by letting it rest, I don't know if it just creates bubbles in there or what's going on. I am not a scientist at all. But it makes an airier, lighter pancake, which we seem to enjoy in my family. Now that our sausage meatballs are done, we're going to go ahead and remove them from the pan to get them out of their grease. And I'm just going to put them on a simple plate. And then we're going to move on to the noodles. Make sure that you account for shrinkage in your balls. So I made them, I thought was a good size, but they've shrunk quite significantly being that they're pork, and it's fine. They don't need to be overly huge balls. They're good. That sounds really terrible, but sometimes size does matter. I don't want meatballs the size of tennis balls. See, I'm rambling again. It's what I do. Now, let's get cooking some noodles. I'm going to use a different pan, of course, because that one's just full of grease and grossness. We're going to go ahead and turn this on. Now we're making pancakes. I don't want to cook them too fast because you want to I don't want one side to get overly cooked before you flip them. So usually pancakes, I cook at about a medium, low to medium heat. So I'm going to get that heated up and I'm going to add in just a little bit of butter. You're going to want to make sure to use some kind of I prefer a squeezy container. I don't know what else you call this. It's a squeezy container. You probably can use like a measuring cup that has the spout that you can pour, but then you're just going to get a thicker noodle. That could be like a linguine noodle. I prefer like I don't know what mine would be, a fettuccine. That's probably about the same thing, isn't it? I don't know what kind of noodle I prefer in a pancake. So now that we get that, we're just going to take your batter and you're just going to swirl it. I know it doesn't look like much now, but when you flip it and you take it out and you put it in a bowl, we're going to do this a couple of times so that it, you know, makes a fairly good sized mound of noodles. It's going to look like spaghetti. It's so crazy, like crazy, crazy. You can also add blueberries into your spaghetti and meatballs if you want to get a little bit of fruit, you know, because got to be heart healthy. I am not doing that. I am just simply doing spaghetti and meatballs. That's it. Oh, with a really good syrup. Again, syrup is of your choice. I know some people don't like syrup on them. One thing you can do is you can mimic almost a pad thai and do like take peanut butter, melt it in the microwave, add just a little bit of milk to kind of thin it out a bit, Put that into a squeezy bottle even, and put that over the top of your spaghetti and meatballs. Some people like peanut butter on pancakes. Why not? Then we can call it a pad thai instead of a spaghetti and meatballs, maybe? I don't know. You tell me. You tell me. Some ideas. What are some other ideas that we can do with this spaghetti and meatball concoction? All right, I'm going to go ahead and give that a flip. And it does not have to flip perfectly in that design that I put in there because it doesn't matter. It's all going into one bowl and it's going to look like noodles. It doesn't matter how you do it. My spatula might be a little big for this pan, but the other one I have might be just a little too small to grab all those noodles and flip them. I don't know why I keep air quoting anyway, either. I just do. I ramble. I talk nonsense. That batch is looking fabulous. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in my spaghetti bowl. And we're going to get another set of noodles going. All right. See, that's already just looking beautiful. So let's go ahead and flip that one. Like I said, they do go fairly fast. Do have a Blackstone outside, so if you've got a flat top griddle even, you can make more than just one at a time. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more butter now. But you could cook more than one at a time. Just put them on your flat top griddle. Same thing, just make little circles, little spirals, I guess this would be considered, not circles, little spirals. And you could just set up a bunch of different spirals based on how big your flat top is. And you could feed a whole family inside of 5 minutes with these pancakes. Let's go ahead and give that one a flip. And I think we're gonna go ahead and do one more, because I think, you know, my husband's a grown boy. My husband, when it comes to the spaghetti and meatballs, gets as excited as you would expect a child. Oh, this is just looking so fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my burner because we don't want it to burn. And there we have it. Let's go ahead and plate up our last batch of noodles, just like that. And now I'm gonna plate some meatballs onto there. And there you have it. There is your breakfast spaghetti. Breakfast spaghetti, there we go. Spaghetti and meatballs for breakfast. Doesn't get any better than that, I don't think. You know what? If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a good thumbs up, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much. And I hope to see you next time. Okay, bye.